Well, obviously, I'm more familiar with the city's budget because I've been on the city commission, and I'm trying to move over to the county. The one thing that I know is a stressor on the county's budget as well as the city's, and I've addressed it for many years, is the issue of the pension system for employees. And I almost mentioned that when you mentioned Daviess County's agenda in Frankfurt on the third question you asked me, because to me, that's an issue that has to be addressed. And if all the communities across Kentucky and all of Daviess County and all the counties across Kentucky were to lobby our legislators to address that, I think it would be addressed. But to me, that's the number one issue, because we've got the unfunded pension issue, and we're you know, several years ago when they did what I would call a Band-Aid fix to the really all it did is change some assumptions and some numbers to where we didn't have to pay in as much the next couple of years. And I really think it was politically driven. I don't think it was looking at the big picture. And that's part of the issue with you know, with politicians. You know, they want to get reelected, and they'll, rather than take on these tough issues the way they should, they let them linger. And as we know, when math is involved, when compounding is involved, the reality is the longer you put off a financial problem, the bigger it grows. And that's what is happening. And I mean, I remember this probably goes back 8 or 10 years ago when I was on the commission, and I read an in-depth article, and many communities in California are on the verge of bankruptcy because of their pension cost. And all we have to do is, rather than wait for that to happen here, is to look at what's happening in other communities, and we need to address it. On the private sector, most businesses have done that. They've simply said we can't have defined benefit pension plans anymore. And while the employees are the ones that lose, I mean, it's a real problem that if it's not addressed, the business just goes out of business, and now you've not only lost your pension, you've lost your job, you know. And one of the things that I see the city's already doing it. I don't know if the county's doing it, but as much as we can, we outsource new jobs. You know, we outsource jobs. We take 2 part-timers to do one job, you know, to keep from having those pension costs. And if the state doesn't address it, that's how it's going to be responded to. And the next level, once that's not enough, they'll just start cutting jobs, because the citizens the taxpayers aren't going to support these employees, you know, being able to retire with full benefits at 27 years when they've got nothing at their job. I mean, it's just not going to be continued support. It was easy to support when all of us had a pension. You know, well, I got one, they can have one too. But when you don't have one, you're paying taxes to support this guy's job. It's kind of hard to take that.
Are you very optimistic that will be addressed at the state level? I mean, as you said, you're kind of at the mercy of the state since they dictate the terms of the pension. But
being an election year for the governor, I think next year is the governor's up for re-election, and no, in this current General Assembly, no, I don't see it happening. It might be something they tackle after the next election, just to see. You know, at that time, they're 4 years out. The governor's seat is.
All right.
You know.